Little player update on Donovan Peoples-Jones. So just like the thumbnail says, DPJ has popped up with an injury over the last 24 hours. And it has the fans kind of in disarray. Like, we just got this new receiver and he's already injured. What does it mean? What's going on with the guy? And the short answer is nobody knows, other than he has a rib injury. I don't think it's anything like Montgomery's. Otherwise, he'd be sidelined for a while, and that's just not the case. But when the Lions acquired Jones, at the trade deadline last Tuesday, he wasn't on any sort of an injury report this entire season. He wasn't trending or dealing with any health concerns or injury concerns. So it makes you kind of throw up your hands and ask the question, what's going on? Like, where did this happen? Did it happen during the physical? Did it happen, at his first unpadded practice? How? They're just not giving us a whole lot. Other than the fact that he's limited, at practice, and they're slowly working him in. So, look, it's not exactly the best way for a new receiver to start their career off with a new team. But again, he can't do anything about it either, and he's not going anywhere. So, it is what it is. He's going to learn the playbook. He's going to get in as soon as he can. This may hinder his ability to be active this weekend. And if it does, it does. I think I'd rather him be fully healthy. And I'll say this now, I don't think the Lions need every single weapon to go and beat the Chargers. Everybody else is saying how good this Chargers team is. And what you're going to hear from me in a different video is a little contradictory to that. I'll just give you a teaser. I don't think the Chargers are that good. I really don't. And I think the Lions have an opportunity to really expose them. We just don't know what Lions team we're going to get on Sunday, because you got a lot of guys coming back. You got a couple more guys that are popping up on the injury report that shouldn't be, like Vitae. And we just don't know how they're going to travel, after a week off. So we'll see, but that's a different video. So I wanted to talk about DPJ. And the reason why I wanted to talk about him is because while he was at the Browns, he got no respect. And here in Detroit, we're going to get him some respect. And I'm confident in that. And I'm confident, just like Brad Holmes was when he had this to say. He brings versatility. He's a big guy. He has good contested catch skills. He can play outside. He can play inside. He's a very smart player. He's been very, very durable. He fits everything that we're about. No respect. Which we're going to get you some respect, DPJ. So I think he'll fit in just fine. He's another flavor that we're adding to our mix. So it's a lot of things that he can do for us. The best part of this quote is the last part, where he says that we're going to add a new flavor to the mix. I love this about Holmes. I really do. He's not just bringing in players to fill a hole because we have a hole to fill. He's not taking, a round peg and sticking it in a square hole, so to speak. No, he's getting the right mold. He's going to whittle away and make the perfect key to fit the lock, the culture, right? The temperature of the room, coachable, likable, got the skills, intelligent, right? He's finding the right pieces. And when he blends that, like a chameleon blends with the rest of this team, it yields success. So I think that there's a lot more to Donovan Peoples-Jones than what we thought initially. I really do. And that's why I wanted to do this tonight, to follow up on my initial breakdown. We know he has the skills. Everything is there on tape. But there's some things that I'm learning about Donovan Peoples-Jones that, I may not have known before. So, look, Coach Campbell is, I mean, he's super excited to have this kid on the team. He revealed that he expected, the plan for this new guy, to be eased in, but he's excited. It'll be taken day by day, but he's excited. And then he had this to say: we'll get him up to speed with the playbook here. Make sure he's good and healthy and just see where he is. Certainly, we acquired him because we think he can help us. But I also want to make sure that he's ready mentally and physically, that he's 100% ready before we do that. This week will be big for him. He was out there today, and tomorrow we'll see where it's at and just kind of take it day by day. I love this quote by Dan because he's got the plan. Dan the man's got the plan. And it's a very simple plan. Let's work him in. Let's not rush him. Let's make sure that he's ready. Let's get him up to speed, and then let's get him on the field. I don't think it gets much easier than that. It's amazing to me how many teams screw this up, because quite often players don't fit well. They don't work out. And in a trade from one team to the next, go look at the history. The majority of them don't work out. So everything that we're going to see now from our first trade deadline acquisition, we're going to see if their plan works and if it works out. So pay attention to that. Listening to Peoples-Jones today. And I think this is kind of where I started to learn more about him as an individual. But listening to him today during his time with the media, I gathered a few things. One, I felt like the PR team kind of surrounded him a little bit with a big old hug and said, hey, here's some one-liners to use today. You're going to get asked a lot of dumb questions because these media guys out here don't have a clue. And you've only been here a week and a half and you really don't have much to talk about yet. So here's a few one-liners. Go ahead and use them. But I didn't feel the things that he was saying either were very disingenuous. I just felt like he wasn't there for a long enough period of time to come up with some really good answers. But what I also gathered is just how fluid and well-spoken he is, and how intelligent he sounds already. The best quote that I felt he had today, or one of, was where he said something to this effect, that it's an amazing culture and he loves everyone here. And then he followed that up with, he's trying to focus and honing in on the plan they already have going on here. It's an amazing plan so far. I just thought that was great. He's not worried about he's not worried about me. He's worried about the team. He's worried about where he can fit in, and where he fits in is just fine. He just wants to be part of the team, and then he'll work, from there. And that's a great way to get started. You get accepted, you get around the room, and look, there's competition every single day in this game. You'd usually do better by sweetening the pot a little bit in the beginning. Come in with sugar, not salt. So when he was asked about previous snap counts at the Browns, he didn't take the bait. As a matter of fact, he was asked twice. A few minutes later, he was asked again by another reporter that was in the room, but they just kind of mixed up the question and made it sound a little bit different. Look, he just wants to ball. That's all he wants to do. He didn't take the bait. He didn't answer the question. He just kept saying how blessed he was to be part of the team. The question was something about, how he felt he was underutilized with the Browns. That he wasn't given a lot of snaps, with the Browns, and how he feels that could be different, for the Lions. And he gave great answers. I'm blessed. I'm humbled. I'm honored. I'm just here to follow the plan. That's it. I'm just following coach's plan. So good for you, DPJ, man. Don't take the bait. You're going to be a great fit in Detroit, and I can see it already. Those Marshawn Lynch-esque type answers were perfect. And just got me that more pumped up for you in your future success here as a Lion. So great job. Activity, right? So let's talk about this weekend a little bit. If he's active and he gets on the field at all, I feel like he'll have some deep threat ability. You know, we've kind of been expecting that out of Jameson Williams, but for whatever reason, he's running around with zero confidence. At least according to Herman Moore, he needs little short dump passes. I don't know about that. But Peoples-Jones will likely have a deep threat option and some sub packages behind Amon-Ra and Josh Reynolds. He might be fighting for a few snaps against Khalif Raymond. I really don't think he should have to fight for snaps with Jameson Williams. Doesn't mean that he won't, but I don't think that he should have to. I think that he would be no less than the fourth receiver on this team right now. That's just my opinion until he gets acclimated and until we see more. But whether Jones is in or out, active or not, the story is really just beginning for him. I had some time to do just a little bit of research on Jones and, compiling what we're talking about here today. And, after his first couple of weeks in Detroit, I feel like what we're going to find out is that he's going to be way more than what we expected. He's going to give us that extra push when we really need it. And Ben Johnson knows this, right? And he kind of said this. He said, we're talking about 6'2", 210, can run under a 4.5. Those guys don't grow on trees. And I think so far what we've seen from him is exactly that. Really fluid route runner, strong hands, big catch radius. And I think he can work both the outside and inside. But then Ben Johnson went on to say this, and man, I was floored by it. I mean, I'm not really that surprised, and we've already spoken to it a little bit already, but he said that DPJ's biggest attribute is surprisingly not his size or his skills or any of that stuff. It's his brain. And he had this to say, even better than that, at least from my perspective, is everyone talks about how smart he is. That's something we really need in that room. We ask a lot out of our guys, lining up in different areas and being very detailed. I think he'll fit in very nicely. I don't know, I kind of took that a different way, so I don't know if he meant it that way. It almost sounded like they needed some more intelligence in that room because maybe there's a guy, maybe two, but a guy that's just not getting it. I'm just going to throw that out there. But Peoples-Jones is going to give us more than size, more than speed, more than versatility at this wide receiver position. He can play the X, the Y, and the Z. He's going to go up and grab every catch, every contested catch. He's going to fight for every ball. He's very aggressive. He's going to work back towards Jared Goff. He's going to know when Jared Goff's under pressure and to help him out. He's a hard worker. He earns it every single day. But most importantly, his intelligence is what precedes him. And having smart football players on the field elevates your team. So all the way around, though, I feel like he's just going to be another phenomenal role model for Jameson Williams to latch on to. Donovan Peoples-Jones said that, he's following his coach's plan and that he thinks acclimating to his new surroundings and his new teammates is going well and it's happening quickly. He thinks that the locker room is an amazing culture fit. And he's fitting in nicely. The Lions are look, they're just the 24th team, 24th best team in the NFL in the red zone right now. In other words, they suck at proficiency this season in the red zone. Johnson noted, that a 6'2" Peoples-Jones could really help. You think? We need a red zone guy. We need an outside guy. We need a sideline guy. We need a contested catch guy. So look, whether Peoples-Jones is unlikely to play, or not this Sunday, doesn't really faze me at all. It'd be great to see him, but I'm okay with not. But he may be on the field, if he is, in some very specific situations until he gets more acclimated. And that's fine. I think that they'll find some good plays for him. But then maybe when we're all back at Ford Field, we might just see that different side of DPJ that we're talking about right now. The intelligent wide receiver that's going to acclimate very quickly and carve out a very positive role in this wide receiver room and help elevate this team to the next level. The Lions have a fairly easy schedule the remainder of the season, even though no teams are easy, right? No games are easy. It is the NFL, right? Any given Sunday. But when you compare their schedule to everybody else and what they've already faced, it's a much easier schedule. It's going to allow Peoples-Jones to grow quickly and have opportunity, especially if we're up by a bunch. That's when you feed him the ball. Him and JMO get their confidence up. So look, that's what I really had tonight to discuss. I'm going to do something a little bit different for tomorrow. The live show is going to be all live fan chat show. So we're going to talk about the Chargers and the Lions matchup. But I want to do it in a way where you can call in and we can talk about it that way. I'll have stuff to talk about, but I'm going to do the full breakdown beforehand and release it probably tomorrow morning. That way you guys can watch it if you want. And then if you want to join the live show later, I want to have everybody in, to chat it up, talk about it. Call in and give us your takes and, see if you agree or disagree with what I put together. And there's a few interesting things that I've already found. I definitely have some good things to say about this upcoming game. And I got a pretty heavy opinion that I think the Lions are going to completely kick them in the teeth. But we'll see. They're either going to make a winner or a loser out of me, come Sunday. So, hey, do yourself a favor and, take a look below. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, please do us that honor. We'd love to have you a part of Rock Down Detroit Lions. And for everybody else that's been watching these videos and really been the supporters and sponsors of this channel, we sincerely appreciate you each and every week, every single time, you click watch or play or whatever it is. We really appreciate you doing that. And can't thank you enough. So come along for the ride and take a look. I'm sure there's going to be something popping up, probably be the next video for the breakdown, tomorrow. And then join us tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We'll be live, and we'd love to have you call in. We're going to take at least 4 callers, if not more. Depends on how long we talk. So that's all I had for you guys tonight, and I appreciate y'all taking a look, and we'll talk to y'all later. Take care.